Osidi, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Can you see my presentation?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay, thank you. Still, people have not yet joined, right?
Yeah, sir.
We'll wait a couple of minutes.
Yeah, okay, sir. Sir, 15 participants were joined, sir. Shall we start?
Okay, start. Right. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
So you can see my presentation first of all.
Yeah, we can see, sir.
Okay. Today we discuss evaluation principles. I told you it is very important to understand all committee members, particularly with evaluation committee and procurement committee members. Whatever the level, authority level, high level or ministry level, department level, they should adhere to principles, right? Principle is principle. No, nobody can change that. So I told you, if you know the principles correctly, there is no inconsistencies between members. They all have one decision. There's no controversial things or ambiguities regarding to accept or reject a particular bid, right? So therefore, this is very important. And I explain you two types of principles. One is the general principles, that is commonly everybody should identify, understand what are the general principles, and particularly the specific principles are very important. I know both are important. Then you should know the criteria or underlying criterion behind the specific principle. Right? I said there are more than 20 specific principles. If you are familiar with specific principles, there is no different opinions among members, right? You all have one idea, right? If anybody is telling against that, I mean, those who are unaware of the principle, those who are understand or aware of the principles can explain these are the principles, right? These principles you can see from all international guidelines, World Bank, ADB, JBIC, etc. From this year onward, I mean this year, we have specifically mentioned certain principles. I think certain in the sense almost all important principles, right? I will tell you, you will be tested your knowledge at the exam to elaborate or to explain the underlying principles of certain case studies. So we will be given probably be given some case studies at the exam, and what you should do is you should identify first what is the underlying principle of this case. Every case has an underlying principle, and then you'll have to explain what are the sub-criteria relevant to that principle. Okay, two answers. Number one, to identify what is the relevant principle behind this case study and explain what are the subcomponents or criteria relevant to that case, right? So we discuss throughout this session couple of case studies. We missed some case studies during our presentation since we didn't have time. Evaluation part 1 and part 2. We'll try, if we have enough time, to go back to our previous presentations and try to solve once we are acquired the relevant knowledge regarding this session or principles. Okay. Principles in bid evaluation. Bid evaluation shall be done following general and specific particular principles. General principles and particular or specific principles. Principles, right? In order to ensure transparency, fairness, and consistency, right, in bid evaluation, right? There are certain principles and practices in a bid evaluation that must be clearly understood and observed in the bid evaluation process, right? So I said you cannot have your personal opinion, your personal perceptions regarding any matter. There is no personal things. So every issue should be clarified all using the underlying principle, right? One general principle, prompt public bid opening. So we discussed earlier also what is the procedure pertaining to public bid opening. right? We know why bids are open publicly. One thing is for transparency, right? The time, so under bid opening, many points are important. Time. At what time we should open the bids, right? That should be the same time as mentioned in the deadline for bid submission. It cannot be a different time. So I have noticed, I think you may also have come across, they say bid will be closed one time and open another time. They have mentioned in their notice also, bid notice. That is incorrect. So you cannot have two types. Why? What is the problem of that? Have you ever come across a notice, bid notice, tender notice or whatever? The bid opening time and closing time are two different times. For bid submission deadline and opening time is different. Have you ever come across such a situation? Anybody can tell me?
Maybe bid has been extended the deadline.
No, that is a different thing. No, if we have extended the deadline, that is the correct time, right? That is okay. But I'm telling you, I have seen in notice we close the bid. Bid submission is on this day at this time. Bid open will be on some other time or some other day, especially early days, right? So that is completely wrong, right? Why? I'm asking why. Why such principle, general principle is there?
On soon after closing, sir.
No, that is the policy. Why that policy? What is the rationale? One thing is for integrity.
After open the bids, the bids are in the custody of the employer. Then they sometimes they can do some favoration something.
No. They have not opened. They have not opened. But my point is, the submission deadline and the opening time is two different times. They have not opened, right? For example, submission time is in the close deadline is 10 o'clock in the morning. Opening time is 3 o'clock in the same day, evening. Right? They have not opened. You are partly correct because the deadline was given, the bids are with them, with the officials, even though they have not opened, and they postpone the opening bid for some other time, there will be transparency problem.
Yes.
People can suspect, right? The bidders can suspect maybe they have opened our bids and seen our prices and they have replaced some bids and they open some fake bids or some bids. So that is one thing is that is questioned about the integrity. Public.
After accepting the bids, the employer know the bidders.
Yeah.
Then sometimes they can ask another competitor to come and submit the bid during that period. No.
Exactly. That may happen. All right. And you can suspect they open privately and see the price and replace another bid, right? Why not? Therefore, that is one thing is the integrity problem. The second thing is the transparency problem. People can suspect whether they have done that wrong things, that is against the transparency principle. Therefore, all guidelines categorically mention the deadline of the submission and opening should be same time. Same time. That's why we say bid shall be closed at the deadline and shall be immediately after closing, bid shall be open. Now you know the meaning of immediately. What is that meaning? Say bid shall be closed by 10 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the evening, the same day, and immediately after bid closing, bid shall be open. That's how we have worded the closing and opening. But there's an exception. Guideline, the manual has given for a small exception for that. What does it mean by immediate? You know that. What is the meaning of immediate mean? According to our guidelines. And that is the international practice also. What does it mean by immediate? So 3 o'clock is the time of closing. Guidelines say immediately after closing, bid shall be open. You know what is the meaning of closing, right? Everybody knows now. What is the meaning of closing? Tell me.
Later time bids were not entering.
No, how can we say that? It is very vague, no? What is the action we should take to close the bids? Bid opening committee?
Seal.
Yes, they must paste a piece of paper to the whole of the bid box or almirah or room, wherever the bids are kept. A small piece of paper. That is virtually meaning bid close. Right? At what time we should do that? Exactly at the deadline. Say 3 o'clock means 3 o'clock. So how to measure the 3 o'clock? How to count the 3 o'clock? What is the mechanism? So 3 o'clock in your watch and others' watch, or bid opening committee chairman time and bidder's time may be different. So what is the rule? What is how to measure the time, correct time? Now you check your time and check the other's time. Maybe different, maybe a couple of minutes different. What is the rule?
What is the opening time? That opening time,
time
what
is 3 o'clock.
considered?
No, opening time is 3 o'clock. How do you know that we are closing the bid at the same time? Correct time, not same time, correct time. 3 means what? According to your watch, or bidder's watch, or chairman's
No,
watch?
what is the considered the opening time? That same? No.
No. Considered opening time is 3 o'clock. Now, how do you know that now it's 3 o'clock? You look at your watch, or bidder's watch, or other members' watch, maybe different. You now check your time and Greenwich time and other international time. What is the rule? There's a rule. What is the rule? How you close the bid using what time? Chairman's time, or member time, or bidder's time.
Standard times.
What is the standard time? How do you know that? I'm telling you, I think I have mentioned earlier also, under bid opening, you should have a clock in the bid opening room. You should have a clock, right? Not your wristwatch time, not the member's time, not the bidder's time. Right or wrong, that is the time. That should be right time. You can keep the right time, but that is the time. Okay? In the bid opening room, you must bring the clock, table clock or something like that, right? Agree? Agree or not?
Yeah, agreed, sir.
Agree. Then 3 o'clock, what we have to do? The chairman should cover the opening hole, whatever the tender box or there may be bits may be in a room, or bit may be in an almirah, bit may be in some other place. Wherever you have to close the opening hole, whatever. If it is a door, you cover the lock area or whatever. You understand that. That is virtually mean the close. Now you have closed the bit. Again, say in the guideline and everywhere, immediately after bit close, bit shall be open. At what time you can open the bit then? Can you do opening and closing at the same time? 3 o'clock? Is it possible practically? Yes or no?
No,
No.
not possible, sir.
Not possible. Then what is the time you can take? At least say 3 o'clock, we have to find the key and remove that paper and unlock the padlock and open the room and take the bits out. A couple of minutes you have spend. So what is the time given in the guideline? Our guideline. How long you can delay after opening? Now we have opened the door, but you have not opened bits yet. Right? You understand what I'm saying, right? Yes or no? Huh? Half an hour. Half an hour. Please keep in your mind. If you check our guideline and manual especially, there's a note in the manual, immediate means half an hour, 30 minutes. Okay? Now you understand which shall be closed and open at the same time, but immediately after closing, it shall be open, but it is not possible at the same time to do, but you can take half an hour, not more than half an hour, because half an hour is more than enough to take out the bits and something like that, short out the bit, what are the originals and things like that, because bit should be open, the original bit should be open. And
Sir,
the procedure, yeah.
Yeah. Now, why they are putting immediately rather than putting within 30 minutes something they can put, no? Why?
No,
What is any
no,
reason, sir?
that is the international practice. There is no half an hour case, right? It may be less than half an hour sometimes, maybe after within 5 minutes, within 10 minutes, right? You are not necessarily wait for 30 minutes, no? The maximum time they have given to the bid opening committee to open the bid after closing is half an hour. Understand is you should not take more time after closing. Again, the transparency problem. Okay, where people can say, okay, assume you are in a room. I mean, bids are kept in a room, not in a box. And bid opening committee chairman or somebody, officer, can go into the room where the bids are kept. Right? Somebody can suspect if you take 1 hour, 1.5 hours, something like that, within that, and not come out. We are waiting at the outside. We can't go in. Bidders can't go into the room where the bids are kept. So again, the suspicion comes. Integrity problem comes. That's why we have mentioned the half an hour is the adjustment time. Why we are not half an hour in general? Because it may be less than half an hour. Okay. Don't think too much about that. That is the rule. Okay. You agree? If you agree, just say yes. I don't know whether you agree or not.
Yes, sir. Yes. Okay.
Okay, that is all the general condition, general principle regarding bid opening or closing something. The second general principle is confidentiality. Confidentiality is a bid procedure. After public opening of bids, no information. relating to the examination, clarification, evaluation of it, and recommendation concern award shall be communicated. Shall be communicated to any person not officially concerned with these procedures until the notification of contract award. Until the notification of contract award has been made. That means you'll have to follow very confidential process. So you have open. Now that is a confidential information. Other than the officials who are involved in the evaluation, right, either bid evaluation committee or procurement committee, they can see. Or not even to the secretary of the committee sometimes, right? That you can see, but generally, other than the officers, right? Even the head of the department, even though he is the head, he can't come and see. That is the point. All right. Until the contract decision has been made, right? You know that. So, to the successful bidder. That is the confidentiality clause. Disclosing information is a violation of procurement rules, right? The bidders are not expected to reveal their information to anybody other than the officers who are handling the case, handling the evaluation until the success bidder is determined. Okay. Third general one is priority of documents. So there are a number of documents when you open bids, you will see. Okay, see what is the principle. The procurement guideline regulation provide that the rights and obligation of executive agency, that means procurement entity, and the bidders offering to supply goods or perform the work for a particular procurement activity under project are governed by bidding document. So that is the thing. That is governed by the bidding document. So, not the guideline or regulation or finance agreement. Whatever we have mentioned in the bidding document shall prevail. Nothing else. Sometimes we have made some mistake, violation of the guideline sometimes, or not adhering to the principles of the procedures laid down in the guideline or manual. Can't help. Whatever said, whatever mentioned in the bidding document shall prevail. After the issuance of bidding document for a particular contract, the procurement process is directed by the provision of the bidding document. That is the point. Should any inconsistency, even if there are inconsistencies arise for any specific procurement between the bidding document and between the bidding document, the document shall prevail. That means it is understood bidding document and with other guideline or our requirement maybe. For example, we expected to get 2-year warranty. 2-year warranty for a particular goods. But mistakenly, the document say 1 year. But every other places, other documents perhaps, we have mentioned we need 2-year warranty. But in the bidding document, under special condition of contract or the bid data sheet under evaluation and qualification criteria, we have mentioned differently. Now, what is governed? Whatever mentioned in the documents. Okay, that is also important. There are instances So after opening of bid, we come to know that is now not our intention or not our requirements perhaps. But if you have not correctly mentioned in the bidding document, can't help. You have to stick to the document and do the evaluation. Okay. Another one, clarification and modification of bids. I said clarifications bidders can get before closing. Even after closing, during bid evaluation also, bidders can get clarification. They can, make complaints and things like that, right? The modification is different. No bidder will be permitted to modify. No bidder will be permitted to modify its bid after bid has been opened. Close දෙකම දාන්න ඕනේ. Close. Okay, no modification after bid close, open. So if you want to do any modification to change your bid, there is a way. How we can, supposing we have submitted the bid. Now we want to change that bid. For some reason we have to modify. How we can do that? What is the way?
Both the parties should be agreed.
No. There is no clause like that. There is no clause at all.
Put the modification.
Yes, you must submit a modification cover before the closing time. Okay. You can submit a modification cover or completely another bid sometimes. Not completely another because securities are there. No? So you modify the bid price or whatever in another document and under a modification cover. That modification cover should be submitted before the closing time. That is the only way bidders can do revisions, changes, modifications. Nothing else. Okay. Only clarification which do not change the substance or price of the bid may be requested or accepted by the PE. Right? Clarification is all right. It will not change the substance of the bid or price or whatever. The request for clarification.
So modification mean which kind of modification?
Whatever the modification. Suppose we have given bid price for 10 computers. My price is this. Now I will come to know that I have no stock of 10. I can provide only 8. Right? Or 5, for example. So all of a sudden I give a modification, say my quantity will be 5, not 10. Or I change my price. I earlier give 105,000 a computer. Now I give 95,000 a computer. Okay. Reduce the price or increase the price. Earlier I gave 100,000. Now I give 110,000. Increase. That is also allowed before the closing now. Or I generally people give discounts under modification covers because these bidding activities are done by officers of companies, not the owner, right? How can we trust these officers? Sometimes we can't. They can sell that information to another competitor. So I don't say everywhere is that like that. As a result, they will lose the bid. So therefore, sometimes the company do that. They ask the officials to submit this on behalf of the company, but the company owner, for example, himself or herself submit another cover to the bidder, the agency, under modification cover, I will give 5% discount as a modification. Those there are maybe price increase, price reduce, or quantity increase, reduce, or say any other condition change, anything. Okay, that is okay. Agree?
Okay, sir.
Okay. The request for clarification and the response by the bidder shall be in writing. All clarification, if you want, both parties, bidder and the agency, shall be given in writing, not verbally. Or acceptable electronic means. So if it's accepted fuzzy mail, scan, email, or whatever, it is okay, right? Any response to an inquiry of the executive agency which lead to a change in the bid price or in substance of the bid shall be treated as modification and shall not be considered in the bid evaluation. The record of all clarification short and received must be kept by right. This one, any response to an inquiry or executive agency shall lead to change in the bid price or in substance of the bid shall be treated as modification, shall not be considered in evaluation. What is this? That as a result of inquiry. As a result of inquiry, modification will arise. That should not be considered for evaluation. Okay? Only the modifications are accepted, not the modification come out as a result of an inquiry is not considered. Okay? Agree? Agree or not agree? Hello?
Okay, sir. Agree.
Yeah. Yeah, the record of all gratification short and received must be kept by executive agency and attached to the bid. All gratifications, short and received should be attached to the bid evaluation report. So otherwise what will happen? Bidders and the public officials can change the bid price through various inquiries they make, and that leads to modification. That is not allowed. Okay, you understand that. So modification can be done by the bidder by a modification cover, modification envelope. But inquiry clarification they can make, that should not lead to any modification, right? Even though they try to change their bid through clarification without giving a modification cover, that should not be taken into consideration in the evaluation. However, all clarifications, etc., should be attached to the bid evaluation report. Okay, so all points are important when you are doing the evaluation. These are the principles. If you clearly follow this principle, you will not make changes. Different opinion. Rejection of bid. What is the general principle of rejection? All valid bids received shall be evaluated in accordance with the criteria. Evaluated based on the criteria, methods and procedures provided in the bidding document. Evaluation shall be done based on the evaluation criteria. Where we give this criteria? Anybody can tell me where we can find this criteria? Methods or whatever?
Instruction to bidder.
Instruction to bidders. Instruction to bidders, and it is a related document. It's a bid data sheet or data sheet. Under data sheet, there is another area called evaluation and qualification criteria. So whatever the way the evaluation method or criteria, whatever the executive agency, procurement agency should include in the document, bid data sheet. Then all evaluation shall be done according to that. And only those bids which do not substantially meet the specification, bidder's qualification, and other requirement of bidding document may be rejected, right? So bid will be rejected based on the criteria and document. So another one, currency. Currency of bid may be different currencies, right? International bidders, they can bid in their own currency. But general principle is bidder prices expressed in different currencies. That is all right. Sometimes, for in general, we mention in the bidding document itself, bidder shall bid the bid in maximum 3 foreign currencies and local currency, right? But however, sometimes it may be 3 we say, but bidder give 4. It doesn't matter. We can consider the evaluation. But the principle is all such things converted into a single currency. Single currency. Single currency means generally the country currency. If you work in USA, maybe China, they give in Chinese yuan. Japanese, they are yen. And European countries, they may give in euro. But convert to dollars. In Sri Lanka, convert to LKR, Sri Lankan rupees. So that is the principle, right? What is another general principle? Qualification and track record of the bidder. Qualification. Only the qualification and track record of the bidder itself are considered in qualification and track record of the bidder. Not those the bidder's subsidiaries, not parent entities, affiliates, subcontractors, unless specifically permitted in the document. So whatever the qualification and experience, track record means experience, things like of bidder only, right? Supposing we are a subsidiary, the parent company has more experience, more capacity, and things like that. That cannot be considered for evaluation unless we have specifically given. Even subcontractors, their qualification not considered for evaluation. So the bidder shall be responsible for all work. That's why we have limited the subcontracting. Maybe not more than 5% or 10% sometimes. Because we are not looking the subcontractors' qualification and experience. Even though we allow subcontracting, but sometimes we in the document itself we say these are the things we can subcontract. Subcontract should have this qualification, right? In such a situation, it's okay, right? Otherwise, bidder's track record qualification are considered, not the subsidiary, parent company, okay, etc. For certain key elements or activities of required experience, the bidding document may allow the required experience to meet by the specialist subcontractors manufacturer. Sometimes, right? Certain key elements or activities required experience. The bidding document may allow required experience of made by the specialist subcontractors, and that is what we can give in the document. In such a situation, we can consider, but generally, no. Answer is no. Okay. Another general principle: extension of bid validity period. What is the general? The executive agency shall make every effort to complete bid evaluation and contract award before expiration of the bid validity period. That is the normal rule. The validity of bid may only be extended in exceptional Generally, no. Exceptional circumstances, because it will affect to many things. If during the evaluation process an extension of bid validity is considered necessary, all those who are submitted bid have not otherwise been withdrawn shall be asked to extend the validity. All those, if you want to extend, if the extension should be, opportunity should be given to all bidders. Where is that? All people. Not with otherwise being withdrawn. Sometimes bidder may withdraw their bid at the before the closing. That bidder is considered not taken into the evaluation. That is okay. So all other people should be given the opportunity to extend the validity period. Okay, that is also general rule. If you don't know this one, you may work in a different way. So that is why we must know the general rules as well. Bidders who are willing to extend, we can't force them. Willing is, bidder can say no. We can't punish them. That's another thing. So if we want an extension, bidder can say no. There is no harm. Bidder, we can't punish, so he can't forfeit his bid security. To extend the validity of their bid shall not be permitted to modify the whatever it is. The other thing is, even though we give the extension, bidder shall not be permitted to modify the substance or price. The bidder can have two options. Okay, sorry, I can't extend. That is well, we keep him away. He is not coming to the competition. So, but we can't punish him since he has not extended. But if you extend, you cannot change the price or substance of the bid. You must give the extension based on the same price, same substance. Okay, that is also important. They must, however, be required to extend the validity of their, but in such a situation, required to extend the securities as well, because as a result, security also get expired. But bid security validity and bid validity is two different dates. What is the rule? Say bid will be expired by 30th of October. Say starting from far away. So bid will be expired. Normally security will be expired on what date?
19
Say,
days beyond that date. 92 weeks.
Not 90. 28 days only. 28 days. Not 90. Bid security validity is beyond 28 days of the bid validity. Okay? That means 4 weeks. That is a general rule. Okay? When we fix the bid validity period, say 90 days or 120 days, you must give the exact date now, no? When you ask the bid security, you must add another 28 days. Say 120, 150, 48 days. Okay? The bid security of bidders who do not extend the validity of their bid shall be returned to them promptly. Bid securities of the bidder who do not extend. Bid extension is not done, but their security is returned. Their securities are returned. But return not immediately. At what time we return? After awarding is made. That is also you should know. What is the point? we say bidder, we request the bidder, Mr. Bidder, please extend your bid. We can't stop that. We have to ask the bidder to extend their securities also, because when the bid expired, security also get expired, even though we have 28 days more. Well, but if bidder is not willing to do that, it is okay. We can return their securities. On what date? This immediately? No. You must understand. The security can be returned after decision is made. Contract decision is made. Okay, another general principle.
So for
Rejection.
international bidders, it should be 56 days, no, sir?
No, I don't think. This is
It is-
international practice. This is ADB guideline, right? 56 days is for the payment. Once you submit a voucher.
So in the guidelines, it is saying validity period of bid security. It is saying 28 days beyond the bid person proposal validity date. National level procurements. It shall be valid for 56 days beyond bid validity date for international level procurements.
If it is there, you can consider that. Okay. Please check that again. It is not a big issue. The general principle is 28 days. If it is there in the guideline international, no harm. Whatever it is, there's sufficient time for, I mean, that may be rational also. International bids, how we can encash, and it take more time sometimes. This is not an issue. But whatever it is, these general principles I got from the ADB guidelines, right? So, however, you can check that. Okay. So, what is this? Rejection of all bid. The rejection of all bid is justified when the bids submitted are not substantially responsive. So, we say that we discuss that what is the meaning of substantial responsive. I again say minor deviations are okay. Even though minor technical or commercial deviation, we can accept, we can't reject, right? This should meet the specification, be the qualification, and the requirement where there is a lack of competition, right? Where none of bids received meet the, okay, that is, if it is that is a major deviation. The rejection of all bids and call for new bids solely for the reason of high prices are not accepted. Rejection for all bids. They say, we reject all bids. Why? All bids are high. Prices are high. It is not accepted. Especially international guidelines say, maybe our estimate is wrong. We have given our outdated estimate and say everybody is high. But it is not right, no. There is a measurement, there is a number of actions you can take to revise the estimate and BOQ and all at the time of bid close, right? So that is not a reason given in the guideline, even our guideline. Where all bid prices have substantially exceeded the cost estimate, the borrower BP may, instead of calling for new bid after consultation with the foreign funding agency, where applicable, negotiate with the lowest bidder. So in our guideline also allowed not with all bids, only one bid. Only one bid we have received substantial response. That is higher than estimate we can negotiate. But foreign guideline says we can negotiate with the concurrence of the funding agency for a reduction of bid price. If no satisfactory contract can be concluded, rebidding should be initiated with appropriate modification for scope of the right. So that is the remedy, right? If we can't come to an agreement after negotiation, but only thing is we can revisit the BOQs and estimate and scope or something like that and rebidding. So whatever it is, don't forget these general principles, right? Those are general. Now we go to particular principles or specific principles. That is more important because everything is important, but the other things are general. These are specific, right? So now we discuss one by one with some case studies also. So first one, correction of arithmetic errors. So at what time we do the arithmetic errors? At what time? At what stage? I mean, if you can remind my presentation previous, you can tell the answer. At what stage? Who will do the arithmetic errors? If I ask that question, you should be able to answer. Please give your.
So pre-evaluation.
time, sir?
Sorry, preliminary examination? No.
Substantial responsive bidders.
No, wait. He said at the preliminary bid examination. Now you recall what we do at the preliminary examination. We look at the bid and see under 2 steps, step 1 and step 2. Step 1, we have given 7 points as rule of thumb. I mean, commonly use criteria, and based on that, we can reject bids. The second thing is step 2, major deviation and minor deviation you identify using technical and commercial. So no arithmetic errors. The purpose or objective of that is to exclude bids, reject bids for further evaluation. So at the end of the preliminary examination, you end up with responsive bids or substantially responsive bids. I think generally you cannot see perfect bids. Almost all bids have at least some minor deviation, which have no financial value sometimes, but some deviations are there. So generally, we cannot see perfect bids. So it's all right. At the end of the preliminary examination, you get responsive bids. What is the next stage? What is the next stage? Tell me. Okay.
Detailed evaluation.
Detailed bid evaluation. Yes, correct. Detailed bid evaluation. Detailed bid evaluation is a step-by-step process. Now we have rejected 5 out of 13 we have got. Now we have received 8 responsive bids or substantial responsive bid, which has some minor deviations. It's okay. Right? Now we have 8 bids. What is the first thing we have to do of 8 bidders? Normally what we do is based on the bid opening prices. So we have disclosed the price now. We can rank lowest is number 1, something like that. That may be wrong. Okay, but for the some systematic process, say bidder alpha is the lowest price, bidder theta is the second lowest, something like that, right? Based on the disclosed price, total bid price. Okay, what we do with alpha and beta and theta? What we do? Now we have rank them to 8, 1, 2, 3. 8 is the highest price. First is the lowest price. What we do with this at the detailed bid evaluation? First action.
We have to check their rates.
Rates. No. Then what we do with the rates?
We have to compare their rates with same quantity we have to compare their rates.
No, because you will see the bid price has included VAT, sometimes contingency provision, provisional sums, and NBT. Various things are there. It is not very clear figure, right? What you should do, you have to remove that. You have to exclude VAT if it is given in the bid price, right? We have to start your evaluation without VAT and contingency provision and provisional sums if they have included into the total price. That is the first step. In works contract, goods contract also that may be there. Not contingency and provisional sums is common. Basically, no provisional sums at all, but sometimes contingency, sometimes. But whatever it is, we should not consider that contingency provision, provisional sums, etc. But if the bidder has given NBT, nation building tax or something in Sri Lanka, it should be added to the bid price. Why? That is a part of the bid price, bidder's cost, right? So that is the first step, remove that. Again, I think if you go back to your detailed bid evaluation step by step, you will understand. Second point is, do the arithmetic errors. This is the second correction. The bid should be examined for arithmetic errors and if found, should be corrected as specified in the document. So in the document also, actually, you should mention how we are going to correct the arithmetic errors. Now we have given in the bidding the guidelines, manuals very clearly how we are going to change the bid price due to arithmetic errors. The bidders must accept the correction of arithmetic errors. If a bidder refuses the correct arithmetic calculation according with the provision of the bidding document, the bid shall be rejected. Bidder should accept. Bidders must accept correction of arithmetic errors. It is there in the bidding document. Bidder shall accept the arithmetic errors and otherwise bid shall be rejected. And also we have given in the manual, procurement manual, how we are going to change. That also we can give in the bidding document, no harm. If a bidder refuses to accept this, okay, shall be rejected and its bid security shall be forfeited. Security shall be forfeited in such a situation. For its bid security declaration executed. In case of declaration, security declaration executed, that means suspended or something. Correction shall be done under following principle. That is the principle. If there's a discrepancy between the words in figures, amount in words will govern. Words will govern. Wherever. If there's a discrepancy between a rate and line item total, rate will govern. If there's a gross misplacement of decimal points, 0 can be added or subtract to the rate to match with the line item total. So there are 3 types of arithmetic errors can occur. So the evaluation committee should do the arithmetic errors accordingly. I think we discussed that earlier also. I don't want to explain again. A rate is given 90, but he has put 100. So word will govern now. Instead of this, put 90. But don't cut and chop this one. You have to do a separate paper, right? That should be attached to the bid evaluation report, right? Actually, you can't do that. Now we cover this rate and line and total using a sellotape. Can you remember? Right. This is principle 1. Principle 2, unit rate will govern. Say unit rate 90, quantity 100, bidder has put subtotal 90, but we see this is governing. Unit rate will govern. We assume this is correct. Bidder cannot make mistake on the rate because it is very clear to him. He may make some multiplication and something wrongly calculate. It we understand 100 into 90, not 900. We have to correct as 9,000. Okay, third one, the same thing we discussed. See, to match to this figure, we can put a decimal point in between. We assume, right? Bidder has made a mistake. Instead of 9, he has put 90. We are not going to put decimals, right? Here, we are not going to put, we assume that there should be decimal point. So we consider this as 9, not 90. So this into this matches this. We are not going to change this line item total, we are not going to change. So what we do, we can't give up odd numbers. We can't put 95 or 85 or something. Only 0. Add or subtract. Okay, clear? Up to now, clear?
So that
Yes.
previous slide, that just before this slide,
This one?
it is that
This
the
one.
total amount. Yeah. Here that amount we are changing, no?
Yes, amount changing.
That
Assuming that rate is fixed. Rate is correct.
Okay, that then their bid amount is going to be changed, no? That final amount.
Yeah. That will change because there may be many corrections. We have only one item. There may be many corrections. So our principle is we assume rate is correct. Rate will govern. Right? Assuming rate is correct, if any multiplication high or low, we correct the line item total. Okay?
Okay.
Right. Please. So this is the principle, particular principle or specific principle, how to do arithmetic errors. After arithmetic errors, we have to do something. What to do? What to do? Supposing, okay, we'll put another slide. After arithmetic errors, PE, here PE instead of P, we can say PMD instead of agency, right? Or through the secretary of the committee, secretary is there, inform the bidders the corrected bid price. Okay, just inform. So that may be bidder has given high price. Now, because of this arithmetic errors, his price has reduced. Or bidder has given some wrong figures after calculation. The bid price may be high. High or low, that means bid price is changed. No? We have an obligation to inform the bidder. Just to inform. Why? Why? Why we have an obligation to inform the bidder? Legal obligation is there. Why?
We are changing their submission.
Exactly. Exactly. We are changing their submission of the bid, form of bid. Form of bid is a legal document, right? It's binding document. So now we change. So we have an obligation to inform the bidder, but not awaiting his response. Just to inform him, right? Just to inform him, not to get any reply. So we carry on. If bidder say, yeah, after receiving this, sorry, I can't, continue this bidder. If bidder refuses, PE shall do what?
Fix the amount.
Huh?
Fix
Bidder
the
say,
amount.
what the fixed amount? Okay, we have identified 2 people have made errors, then we corrected that. So out of 2 people, 1 person informed the agency, Mr. DG or whatever, the chairman, I cannot continue with this bid. Or something like that. He refuses but even though we are not expecting any response, we are not waiting for his response. But if they inform us, we'll have to take an action. No? What action we can take?
They reject it. Rejection.
The bid. Yeah, reject the bid, and what else? Forfeit.
Yeah, forfeit.
His security. Right? Forfeit is security. Forfeit is wrong spelling. Forfeit is security. Otherwise, we keep silent. If bidder has not informed, doesn't matter. We remove. We do the other steps accordingly. Right? So keep in mind, even though it is not there, you have to keep in mind. So these are the 3 situations where we can do arithmetic errors. After arithmetic, we have to inform the bidder, and bidder should agree. Because why bidder should agree? It is there in the document. In the bidding document, if you read carefully instruction to bidders, we say the employer or the purchaser may adjust the bid price based on arithmetic errors, right? Now we can give how we are going to change also. If the word and amount is differ, we take word is correct, something like that. We can write. Then bidder will understand everything, right? So now I'm talking with you as the master graduates. So bidder has no idea about this, how government agencies are correcting this one, right? It is not a secret anymore. You can disclose in the document, and bidder will understand. Sometimes bidder will take more precautions to correct his rate and multiplication and things like that. But for that, you have to revisit your bidding document and include the new provisions in the procurement manual. Those are in the manual, right? So what it is, that is first one. Another principle, price comparison by schedule, section or item. That is another principle, right? If there are no clear provision for the separate comparison of prices bid under each schedule and the determination of the low bid or bidder on the basis, bidders are justified. Bidders are justified to assume that the total of the bid prices of all schedules will be considered and only one contract will be awarded. That is his idea. Okay, please consider very carefully. I said, if you want to evaluate item by item, or sometimes schedule by schedule, or section by section, or package by package, we must categorically mention in the bid evaluation criteria how we are going to evaluate bids. Bids will be evaluated, for example, item by item. If you have not mentioned that in the bidding document, bidder generally expect lowest total will be considered. Okay? Lowest total. I gave an example also earlier, right? 3 bids, A, B, C. A is laptop is lower, B is printer is lower, C is something else is lower. But if you don't mention the evaluation in the evaluation criteria, how we are going to evaluate item by item, we cannot do that. Evaluation committee should consider only the lowest total. We don't expect that. That is the principle here. Therefore, we must be very careful when you approve the bidding document or when you prepare the bidding document based on the nature of the procurement, how we are going to evaluate also. Whether it will be evaluated item by item or lot by lot or something like that. Otherwise, bidder generally expect the total lowest will be selected. Lowest total will be selected. Okay. In such cases, only the combined prices should be considered by the agency in determining the low bid combined price. Not item by item. Right? You got the point? If no clear provision, given in the document, how we are going to evaluate item by, for example, I think I gave an example earlier. Look at this case study. The specification in the bid document for a civil works contract were divided into 2 schedules. But the bidding document did not mention that the award could be made separately for each of the schedule, right? One bid was low for one schedule, another low for the second one. How we are going to do that? Now tell me. So there are 2 bidders. There are schedules, right? Item schedules. One bidder lower in one schedule, say schedule 1. Another bidder low in schedule 2. How we are going to do that?
Then, sir, you have to take the total.
Yeah, we have to take the total. So first one, schedule 1 and 2, what is the total? Say it is 5 million. Bidder 2, bidder section 1 is lower than the first one, but altogether it is 5.5 million. Right? Who will be the lowest bidder? First man. 5 million man will be given, even though his second schedule is higher than the second man. Okay? Understood? Yes or no? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So please understand that it's a very important principle. So if you want to absolute lower price, you must think of that at the preparation of document stage. Now you can't change the criteria and select one bidder's one lot 1 and bidder's second bidder's lot 2, because you are getting some saving agency, but it is not done. It is not possible unless we have mentioned how we are going to evaluate. The executive agency wanted to make separate award for each schedule to obtain the lowest combined price for the entire works, but it would have been able to do so only by asking for rebid on the basis of bid document in which evaluation by schedule was clearly specified. Award had to be made to the lowest bidder. Award had to be made to the bidder whose combined bid was the lowest. Otherwise, there is no other way. Rebidding was also not justified, generally not justified because of this thing, the low response and reasonably priced by. Okay, therefore, there was no reason to reject. No reason to reject all bids due to this, right? It is not accepted. So, what we have to do is the combined lowest to be given because we have not mentioned the proper criteria in the bidding document. This is a principle. This is a principle. Everybody agree with me?
Agree, sir.
Right. Now, see another principle. Please note down, keep notes and all for all. So you try to do this case. I'm not going to discuss this. To do this case, discount case. That is also very important principle. All bids and transmitted letter accompanying with the bids. That means maybe modification with the bids should be examined to make sure that the discounts offered bids are noted and read out at the bid opening. One principle is if you found any discount, that should be noted, disclose, read out, that means disclose, no, and recorded. All things should be there. Even though bidder has given a discount, if it is not disclosed, read out, and noted in the bid opening minute, that cannot be considered for evaluation. Very carefully understand. Bidder has given. By oversight, by mistake of the opening committee, they have not disclosed. They didn't see that. Oh, it is not recorded in the the opening minute. Read out and record in the bid opening minute. Bid opening minute. That is one condition. That second condition is discount should be unconditional. Bidder may give a discount. I will give 10% discount if bid evaluation done within 60 days. Whereas the validity period is 90 days. Bidder won't early award. Is that bid discount we can consider for evaluation? Yes or no?
Cannot.
No. Why?
It's a conditional one.
Conditional bid. Are we going to reject his bid?
No.
No.
We should not consider that discount.
Exactly. We should not consider the discount. Now assume, okay, he is the lowest man. He is the lowest man, and we could evaluate the bid within 60 days, as he mentioned. But he says, if the bid is evaluated within 60 days, I will give 10% discount. All right, we didn't consider correctly at the bid evaluation discount factor because it is a conditional discount. Now, he is the lowest man and we could evaluate the bid within 60 days. What we'll do? What we will do?
That can be considered for the contracting as the contracting price.
Exactly. Contract price. What is the contract price? I told the other day also. Contract price equal bid price plus or minus arithmetic errors minus discount. We don't say it's a conditional or unconditional. If the condition is fulfilled, right? Why not? We can deduct the discount, right? This is the contract price. But for evaluation purpose, we are not taking. Okay. Now, we will stop for a tea break, but you can try this case study.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay.
Sir, if the condition given for the number of days with the validity period, for example, 91 days. So bid validity period is 91 days. If the same bidder is mentioned within the validity period.
What do you say? Bidder asks more validity period.
No, sir. The discount is valid within the validity period, number of days.
Yes.
Is it suitable to consider that in because of without taking the
but no, what validity period in the sense, validity means what? Bidder's price is valid 90 days, for example.
Yes, sir.
Right? That means we should do everything, evaluation, appeal, everything, and award the contract within that date.
Yes, sir.
If we have done that, that is correct.
So can we consider that as a discount?
No, it is a conditional discount again. Conditional discount, if you could adhere to that, meet that requirement, we can deduct. Why not?
Yeah, at the evaluation time, is it same?
No consideration. It's a conditional. All conditional discount should not be considered. Okay?
Okay.
Right. We'll stop for a break and you try to solve after tea break. Right. Case number 4. A bid was found to be lowest evaluated bid after taking into account a discount which was to be applied in the event the bidder was awarded the contract under 3 schedules included in one set of bidding document, which was to be applied in the event the bidder was awarded to the contract under 3 schedules. When reviewed the executive agency proposal for award, it was found that discount was not read out and recorded at the bid opening. It was mentioned in the transmission letter accompanying the bid. Comment. What is your decision? Bidder has given the discount in a separate letter, transmission letter, separate letter along with the bid. What is your decision?
So if it's not been read out,
Yes.
you cannot consider that, part of the evaluation.
Exactly. That is not considered, should not be considered for evaluation. Bid opening, it was mentioned in the letter, bid, right? Found that was not read out. Yes. So that is not considered for evaluation. But if he is the lowest, we can always deduct. Okay. It doesn't matter whether we read out or not at the bid opening. For evaluation purpose, we are not considering. Please understand that. We are not refusing that. If he is selected, we deduct the discount and give. Okay. This one, you read and tell me your answer. Valid for 90 days. Same thing I said. % discount.
In this situation, sir, we should call the first lowest bidder also if he can give discount.
No. The question say the bidder, however, added that if the decision was awarded within 60 days, he will give 5%. The agency did the evaluation within 30 days and applied the discount, and he is the lowest after taking the 5% discount. Without the, he is the second lowest.
So
What is your
since it's
answer?
a conditional discount,
Yes,
you cannot consider
exactly
for the evaluation.
Yes, for the evaluation. The agency proposed award to the bidder on the basis of that he was taking the discount within the 60 days. Stipulate he can take into account in the discount and evaluate. That is, agency's decision is wrong. This is a conditional discount, cannot be considered for evaluation. Okay? Correct. Third one. What is this one? The bidding document required that the bid should be valid for 90 days. The deadline for submission of bid or bids have been received by the 4 bids. Some of the bidders offer discount and different manner as follows. What is that? A, original price is 6% discount awarded within 60 days. C is 5% discount if ordered within 90 days. Same. This is 90 days. He also say 90 days, right? C, 5% discount if ordered within 90 days. D, 10% discount with the modification later submitted along with bid. Okay. 12% discount with the letter registered on the day before the submission of bid, but purchaser received 1 day after the bid. Okay. The agency processed the evaluation expediently within 30 days. They have done the bid in 30 days. And determine the bidder E. They have decided bidder E is the lowest. Who is the E? 20 by 12%. 22.7. A contract is 20 as million. As the lowest response. After taking into account 12% discount. Is the decision of the agency correct? First question. Yes or no?
No.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. Okay. Which of the above bids have you considered? Okay, why it is no? Why it's no?
So some are conditional discounts. So
No. This is not conditional discount. 12% discount with a letter registered on the day before the submission, but purchaser received the day after the bid close.
Modification get after bid close.
So it is
Exactly.
Yeah.
What is the make mistake they have made? Opening evaluation committee.
Valuation committee not consider because modification letter get after the opening.
After the opening, we say in the principle, with discount should be recorded and disclosed and read out at the bid opening. Number one. Number one condition is out. There is no conditional bid here, right? Second point is second, but first is violated. Therefore, we cannot consider this discount. Okay. Which of the above bid you consider as a substantial responsive? What are the substantial responsive bids out of these 5 bids?
So it's like all 5 are.
Exactly.
I
All
think,
5
yeah.
are substantially responsive. No matter whether that is that because of discount, conditional or whatever, it is not a matter to become a non-responsive, right? All bids are responsive. What is your recommendation award of contract? Which one?
Award C, sir.
Okay, first one by one. 6% if awarded, we can't consider, right? So his price should be 25 million, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
The conditional, no? This 25
Correct.
million his price. This is 26 million, right? Here 5% discount, 9. Again, this is
conditional.
24 is the point. 10% discount with a modification letter submitted along with the bid price. What is his
I think that
concern?
can be.
Yeah, that can be considered. His price is 24.3. This is his price is 25.8. No?
Yeah.
So out of this, which one? This one is correct. D is the correct. Okay, good. So expect
but C's price.
Sorry?
C's price 24 million.
C's price is 24 million. D's price is sorry.
24.3 million.
Yeah, sorry. Not D. C.
The successful bidder C, sir.
C, not D, huh? Right. Okay. Another principle, conversion to common currency. In the general principle also we say all bids should be converted to common currency, right? What is the principle behind that? There are 3 principles, right? In converting bid price into one single currency, purpose of 3 elements. Yeah, that's what I want to say. 3 elements should be considered. What is the currency into which bid price are to be converted? The source should be considered. Source of exchange rate. Because In the bidding document, we must mention categorically, clearly, what is the source. In Sri Lanka, only one source, we say the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, right? That is one element when we do the cut. Because if you look at other sources, Bank of Ceylon, People's Bank, Sampath Bank, if you look at, their rates are different, right? You cannot consider different sources. You must consider only the one source, that is Central Bank of Sri Lanka's source. Okay. The currency into which the bid price are to be converted should be specified in the agency in the bidding document. That should be mentioned in the document. What is the source? And that currency is to be used for bid comparison. It may be local currency as the case. Okay. That is one principle. The exchange rate to be used should be official selling rate. There is a second principle. If you look at buying rate and selling rate, always selling rate is higher. We always use selling rate for conversion. That is another element of the principle, right? Why we use selling rate, which is higher? Why we use selling rate? What is the rationale?
So we have to purchase and bank is selling.
Exactly. That is the point. You must understand. If bidder say, I want $10,000 or euro, whatever, we have to purchase from our bank $10,000. Bank will not issue currencies at the buying rate. They issue at high rate, selling rate. That's why we are using selling rate. One is the source, second one is the rate is always the selling rate. What is the third one? The date. The date of conversion. You all know different rates are differs. Right? What is the date we must consider? Date of bid opening or bid closing, whatever. All are correct. Or what is the other one? 28 days prior to the bid closing. Why we take 28 days prior to bid closing? Either we can take both. Either bid closing date or 28 days prior. Whatever the date, we must mention in the bidding document, right? We can't have our option. Why we have given 2 days, and what is the most correct date for the conversion?
28 days prior to that closing
Yes.
date.
Why?
It is base date.
Why?
It is a base date. Usually, it is saying that as the base date. All other bidders also giving their price based on that submission date.
No.
Fixed
The
rate,
point.
fixed transaction rate.
No.
So with consideration of bidding period, so we are allowing to the bidder to prepare the bid document and consider that.
Yes. So the bid closing date earlier also you're correct partly. So the bid opening date or closing date will come in the future. The bidders will know the exact selling rate, right? He can't predict sometimes. But 28 days prior is a past event, no? Past event. At the time of preparation of bid, he will sometimes understand the correct selling price. He can accurately calculate his bid price. So therefore, 28 days prior to the bid closing is the most suitable date we can select. But understand either dates are okay, but more rationally we can put 28 days prior. So these are the three elements we must consider when evaluating a conversion of foreign currency into local currency when we are doing the detailed evaluation. So you must consider during what evaluation? All are done at the detailed evaluation, not in the preliminary. Preliminary is only refusing bid, rejecting bids, right? What important thing is those conditions, those elements should be given in the bidding document. Okay. If the bid validity period is extended, the date on which the original period expired will govern. If the bid validity period extended, the date on which the original validity period expired will govern. In case of extension, right? So supposing we have used bid opening date, now opening date is extended to another 2 weeks. What is the date we consider? Original validity date. Okay, not the new date. Understand? Agree? Hello?
It was not clear,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Could you please again,
Yeah,
sir?
supposing bid were closed today, right? Today is 11th October. In the document we have mentioned, we consider bid closing date as the conversion date. I assume that. Now, due to some reason, we had to extend the bid validity period. So we didn't close the bid or open the bid today and extended another 2 weeks. That means November something, right? Sorry, October 25th. So October 25th is the bid closing date. The selling rate may be different than today. What is the correct date we should consider? Today date to 25th October date. Huh?
Open.
Which one? Huh? We consider for calculation conversion today's rate to 25th rate. Okay.
Today's date, sir.
Today's, yes. That is the point. That is the point.
Because they rate for that for today date. They are
yes.
bid is for today's date.
Yeah, that is the point you must keep in mind. Even though we extend the bid validity period, the dates will not change. Even if you have taken 28 days prior of the bid closing, I mean 28 days prior means today is 11th, maybe September something, no? September 17th, for example. Okay? September something. So even if you extend for another 2 weeks, that means October 25th, we are not calculating 28 days from the new day. That is considered in 2 days. Therefore, you are clear on that, right? The bid document.
What about that scenario like if the bidders allow them to resubmit the bid? If the extension date is
whatever
extension
resubmit,
date is given.
Yeah, whatever extension date is given, we are not giving resubmission anyway, right? So bidders, those who have submitted will remain as it is. The new bidders can come to, I mean, those who have purchased the document. We are not issuing new people the document also, no? And whatever it is, our point is not that. Our point is, even though we extend the bid validity period, the date remain unchanged. Original date.
So in case like in case sometime that original submission date, some bidders they are going to submit that original submission date.
Okay.
But at the time of submission, maybe just before the day or same day they are giving this extension. So maybe that that bidders can do resubmission, no? Is it not allowing or?
Not allowing. Once we have submitted the bid, we can't withdraw that bid.
So bidder can submit the modification to that bid, no?
Yeah,
sir?
modification is okay. Modification is okay. All the time, modification, he can increase or decrease his price. That is okay. But original documents are in the original bid. So, example, bid security, manufacturer's authorization, and various documents are there. He can't get another security, or he can't get the bid back from the office. It is not possible. As you said correctly, he can do a modification. Yes, correct. Okay. Agree? Okay. The bid document should state whether the date of bid opening or the date on which the award decision, forward exchange rate. Sometimes, very rarely, we can use the forward exchange rate also. Is taken will be used in determining the conversion rate. That date must be used in comparing the bids. So, if you have mentioned, supposing the bid exchange rate is highly volatile or fluctuating, right? What will happen? We say bid closing date is the date, but we know what happened in Sri Lanka last couple of years ago. Exchange rate very highly, fluctuated. No, what happened if they bid? Supposing 1 month before, exchange rate was 350 rupees, for example, dollar. But after 1 month, it closed upon 380 or 400. All right. Supposing they assume bid exchange rate is 350 and it became 400, what will happen to the bidders side?
It is bidder's risk, no, sir.
Bidders risk, no, it's a high risk. So if there's a high risk, what they do is they add a premium. So they think now based on this trend, the bid price may be 450. Some people say it will go up to 500 rupees also. They add the additional premium also. So that in order to reduce the risk to the bidders, the executive agency under that situation, we can say for the comparison purpose, we can use the forward exchange rate. That means in the future, whatever the date we open will be considered. All right. Right. That means bid opening date is a future date, no? That will be considered, not the previously fixed 28 days prior rate. Right. It is redundant now. It is not correct. Right. So that is very rarely is taken will be used determine the conversion rate, and the date must then be used in comparing bids. So forward exchange rate we can use to compare different bids. Okay, but it's not common. If the bid document do not specify date, if the bid document do not specify a date, what is the date we consider bid opening or closing date? Not 28 days story, closing date. By mistake or oversight, we have not mentioned in such a situation, the date should be the closing or opening date. The date of decision,
So let's say some bidders, they are given that other currency. At that time, what is the contract value would be at the time of that what we exchange rate we converted to that let's say LKR, that price would be the contract value?
No, not at all. That is only for comparison and evaluation. Okay. Now assume they have put $10,000, right? We converted as 350 rupees because dollar price went up. Now, at the time of contract implementation execution, dollar has gone down to 300 rupees. At what price we pay? 350 or 300? High price or lower price?
I didn't get your what was the initial dollar price?
350 at the conversion evaluation study stage. It was considered as 350 rupees a dollar. The contract price become 3.5 million, right?
Okay.
After converting rupee value 3.5 million. Is that the contract price we are paying or differently?
Difference.
That is, I'm not
Different.
sure, sir.
No, not sure. No, that is different because we want to pay $10,000 no to him. So at the time of LC opening, bid asked $10,000 from us. Are we going to pay at the rate of 350 or 300? 300.
300.
Yeah. Supposing dollar goes up 400, even that we have to pay high value. Executive agency should take that risk because he doesn't immaterial. He is not material with the dollar 300 or 400. What he need is $400, $10,000. Right? Dollar rate goes up or down. It doesn't matter. We'll have to pay $10,000. Okay. Agree?
Okay, sir. That mean in Sri Lanka we are handling this. Bid. We are handling any. Any currency. No, that mean.
Yeah. Any currency acceptable, internationally accepted currency. Not all currencies. Some are not accepted because we can't convert in central bank. There is no exchange rate, right? So central bank has some rates only. For example, Swaziland. What is the currency? Do you know? What currency they use? We don't know. If they put in Swaziland currency, sometimes we can't accept because we say you must put in dollars or something. Not all currencies are convertible in Sri Lanka. Everywhere like that. So they say acceptable internationally convertible currency. Some are not acceptable, right? In such a situation, they have to give their price in acceptable currencies. So there are 200 countries.
Yeah, let's say one example now. One bidder, he is giving fully LKR.
Okay.
His bid value is fully LKR.
Okay.
Whereas some other bidder, he's given maybe euro or whatever that is dollars.
Okay.
So at the time of evaluation, the bidder who given that dollars or whatever that other currencies, he would be the lowest. So he's going to be awarded. The
contract. Yes.
This bidder.
Yeah.
But while execution, maybe that person who given that LKR, he might be the lowest.
But can't help.
But still
can't help. Now we have already rejected
no?
him. No. Say the person who give price with dollars or whatever be the lowest bidder at the evaluation time, and he will be awarded the contract. When the execution time comes, supposing his price was 3.3 million, whereas the Sri Lankan price was 3.1 million, right? So we reject Sri Lankan other bidder and select 3 million man. But when the execution comes, we have to pay sometime 3.6 million because the dollar rate due to dollar appreciation or depreciation, things like that. It can't help.
Even that volatile stage also. Sorry.
Volatile is there, but can't help. We have to pay agreed dollar rate. No, when we convert to Sri Lankan rupee, that may be higher than lowest price. But we have taken the decision, right? Okay.
Sir, one more question, sir. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, so for bidders to use different currencies, isn't
Okay.
that something should be allowed in the data sheet or something? I mean, can they just use different currencies unless it is allowed?
Yeah, we say bidder should maximum 3 foreign currencies and 1 local currency. So in his price schedule or BOQ or form of bid, he will mention his dollars and things like that. He will put dollar in dollar terms and euro terms, and that is our duty to convert to Sri Lankan. Okay.
So under the NCB method, so we are in disclose only Sri Lanka LKR. But if the
No,
bidder,
we can't do that. No, we can't do even Sri Lankan NCB. The guideline and the bidding document say if there's a foreign component, bidder can ask in foreign currency, even Sri Lankan bidders. There is no restrictions. Okay.
so we have to convert that also. No?
We have to convert using the conversion elements, 3 elements. All right.
Yes.
Bidder in such a situation, say Sri Lankan bidder say, okay, construction work. My local component is 5 million. Foreign component, foreign material I want this much from Europe, Euro 5,000. In America, $3,000, something like that. He should give the evidence to prove that at the execution, but as the evaluation stage, we consider that is correct. 3 million rupees, dollar convert and euro convert to Sri Lankan using that exchange rate, selling rate and the date considering. Okay. And ultimately we consider total rupee value. Sri Lankan people or international people. International people purely give sometimes using dollars. My price is $100,000, $150,000. Okay. Then that is our duty to convert and see what is the rupee value and see who is the lowest. Okay.
So that in the NCP method also, if we taking out the dollar value also, when the payment time, are we paying dollar value or?
No. We are not paying to him. I mean, no payment can be made within Sri Lanka other than local currency.
Yes.
Right? That is a central bank restriction. Right? No people can be paid in other currency other than the expatriates. Foreign people, for their international accounts, we pay in dollars sometimes. It is okay. But what we do is, he will say, I need $10,000. Then he has to prove the evidence and the documentation to import this thing. And he requests $10,000 to open an LC or something. Then we allow him to issue the dollars using our bank. Then our bank will issue $10,000 to the bidder for the international payment, not to use in Sri Lanka. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So date of decision is the date which the final approving authority makes its decision on award. The decision of the executive agency therefore does not determine the date of decision. It is the subject to review the government. Okay, that is date of decision has no connection with this one. That will come a future date. So those are the points. Actually, you must keep these 3 elements. These 3 elements in your mind regarding the principle of converting to foreign exchange, foreign currency. Okay, exchange rate. Okay, this is an example, old example, don't worry, because dollar rate was 96 old days, but you can get some idea how we do that as we discussed. His quoted price is 1 million rupees, but he say, I need 10% of this value in US. I need 10% of this amount in He put his price 100,000, 1 million. He says the exchange rate I use is 96 rupees. Right? That is his calculation. But the documents say, bidding documents say exchange rate 28 days prior. What is it? Whatever the rate he used is immaterial for us. 28 days prior, central bank is 100 rupees. Whereas he has used some other rate. That's how he has arrived at 1 million. Okay, 1 million has arrived by calculating 10,000 percent, 10% of that dollar into 96 is altogether 1 million. But we, as the technical committee, should convert correctly using the correct date, selling rate. 10% of the quarter, that's how we must do that. Okay, out of 1 million, what is 10%? Is 100,000. That's what he will. Equivalent 96, that's how bidder has done. 100,000 divided by 9. He need dollars. That's, sorry, he need this amount of dollars. That is his expectation. Okay. Altogether, my price is 1 million. I need 10% out of this. I calculated 96 rupee a dollar. That means I need 1,041.66 dollars. What we have to do? TC. Our rate is 100. 100 into this one is 100,000. 100,466. So how the adjusted bid price for evaluation purpose? Minus 1 million minus 100,000 plus this one. This is the correct price. This is the correct price. Okay. Even though he say 1 million, his price increase because he has used lower rate, whereas the correct rate is 100 at the 28 days prior or whatever. Got the point correctly? Everybody got the point correctly?
Yes, sir.
Yes. There is another way we can. Method 2. Rates and prices shall be quoted by the bidder separately in following currency. For inputs, the bidder expects to supply from within Sri Lanka in LKR. As I said, a local man maybe. Local inputs in Sri Lankan rupees. For inputs, the bidder expects to supply from outside Sri Lanka in foreign currency. Dollars or whatever. The payment to the contractor will be paid in amount LKR. He paid and foreign currency both. Foreign currency in the sense not to give it to his hand. The employee will convert the amount in various currencies in which the bid price to LKR at the selling rate established or similar transaction by central bank the date of, okay, the same thing we discussed, right? We have to convert his local money and the foreign money together. So his quoted price here, dollars this much, $100,000 plus rupees, Sri Lankan rupees, both. Exchange rate 20 days prior was 99 selling rate. Hence, the adjusted bid price should be, because he need $100,000 into 99 is plus this much, the same thing, and is adjusted price is this much. Okay. So both this we can consider his correct evaluated price by converting his foreign exchange component into LKR. Okay. Right. Now we go to another principle, partial quantity, minimum quantity. You must keep in your mind when you ask more quantities, say we need 50,000 metric tons of fertilizer, or we need 10,000 laptops, something, for 1,000 laptops, for example. Don't assume everybody is giving the total quantity. We cannot expect. Therefore, we must put a minimum quantity condition in order for bidders to be considered as responsive bid. For example, fertilizer case, bidder, we must say bidder should quote all items. 50,000. There is no less than that because we need. In computer case, 1,000 computers, minimum quantity is 7,500. 7,500 is the minimum quantity. So all bidders, those who have fulfilled the minimum quantity, will be considered as responsive. Bidder has put 6,000 will be rejected. 7,000 will be rejected. All bids above 7,500 quantity will be considered for the evaluation. That is the point, minimum quantity. When bid document for commodity contract, goods contract, specify that bid for partial quantity. That means we allow partial quantity, even though we ask 10,000, partial quantity is okay, because will be considered. Such bid must be evaluated on same basis as bid for the entire quantity. One bidder has given 750. His price is different. Another person give 10,000, another price. But all bids are responsive, provided that at least the minimum quantity specified is offered. Otherwise, bid will be non-responsive. If a bid for a partial quantity is the lowest, the quantities awarded to higher bidders are reduced accordingly. For example, say A has given 7,500, 750 laptops. Computers given computer. His price is rupees 90,000. B has given 600. His price is 85,000. C has given 1,000 computers as we have requested. His price is 95,000. How we are going to evaluate? Number one, B will be rejected. Why? Minimum quantity is not there. Now, how to deal with A and C? Tell me. Tell me.
The A is given that minimum requirement, so we can
Okay.
go with A.
By 750 from A. No. Then what happened to other two? We need 1000, no? Need 1000 LCs. Need 1000 computers. Minimum quantity is 700. Okay, then he is responsive. Okay, responsive. C is responsive. B is non-responsive. How to purchase from C? We can buy only 750, no? We need 1000.
So that means minimum quantity mean he will give that rest of computers also, no?
No. He will give only 750 because that is his capacity. But it is within the minimum quantity, he is responsive. He is the lowest price also. We can buy 750 from A. There is no problem. Okay? But we need 1000. At what price we buy 250?
So can't we go with the B? Is still that it is rejected. I just asked that in this case we can ask for C, B. Is it possible?
No, not possible at all. Completely out. And keep in your mind, once bid is rejected, non-responsive, that will never ever can be responsive. Okay? We have rejected at the preliminary examination. We don't look at their prices also. Right? Please keep that in mind. Once the bid is rejected due to some reason, that is finished. No way to consider his bid as a responsive bid. Okay, that is B is out. My question is, we need 1000. At what price we can buy rest 250?
In this case, C has given that 1000 this price, but he will not give 250 that balance. Now we required balance 250, so he will we will not give that same price.
No. Why we can negotiate with C to purchase balance 250 at A's price. Okay, that is the rule. We can negotiate to purchase 250. He is willing. Otherwise, forget about that. We can't pay two different prices to the same good. That is the principle. Two principle you learn. One thing is minimum quantity. If the minimum quantity is there, that bid is responsive. Those who have not given the minimum quantity is non-responsive, rejected. Even though his price is lower, we can't consider. But the rest proportionally reduced quantity is given to C, but we cannot pay different price. We can negotiate with C to purchase 250 at A's price. If he is not willing, we have to end up with 750 only. Okay.
So in this case, if C the bidder C, if he is telling okay, I will give 1000 that price.
No. That is all
numbers.
not. It is all not possible. No modification. No negotiation with the rejected man. completely
No,
out.
I mean not rejected one, sir. That C now 250. If we
Okay.
are asking from the C,
Okay.
I need your computers these 250 numbers that A's price.
Okay.
At that time, if C
We
is
say I
telling
will give
no, I
1,000.
cannot give 250.
No.
I will not give. At that time, what to do, sir? If the case is
if C says I can give 1,000 computers at 90,000, it is not possible because he is not the lowest. He is the lowest. First preference should be given to A. Okay. First preference should be given to A. The C is getting only the balance 2050. Even if we say 1,000, I will give 1,000 at even 85,000 rupees. We can't accept that. It is unfair. Fairness is not there. Right? Unfair. So now that is that type of negotiation is not allowed. So if bidder is refused to give 250 at 8 price, okay, well, forget about that. You end up your deal only with 750. If you need another 250, you have to do another bid, another bidding, another contract. Okay.
So if the bidder is C is not given 250, can we forfeit it, or what is the situation then?
No, nothing. He can't forfeit. He can't forfeit because his quantity is 100,000. No. If he agree, only we can buy. Otherwise, he is not be punished.
Okay.
Right? He is not be punished. Case 8. You try. You try. I'm not giving my comment. Okay. What is your comment? What is the minimum quantity? 10,000 metric tons. Bidder A, 20,000. Other bidder, 50,000. What do you think about their responsiveness? Are they responsive or not? No. Are they responsive or not?
Yes.
Yes, responsive. Now, what they have done, they have awarded the contract to first man, 20,000 man at his price, $172,000, and the other one, 30,000 rest at a different price, 176. Is it correct?
So it's not
No,
correct.
we should negotiate with.
Exactly. According to our first previous case, we cannot pay to the same good at different price. That is the point. The same good, no. So there is no rationale. So the executive agency has done the wrong thing. We cannot pay a different price, higher price for the bidder, second bidder. What we can do is we can negotiate with the second bidder to purchase at the first man's price. If we agree, we can buy. Otherwise, we'll end up with only 20,000 metric tons. The rest 30,000, we have to do another advertisement and bid. Okay? Agree? Agree or not agree?
Yes.
Agree, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Agree. So these cases you try. I have no time to explain everything. Bid devaluation, yeah.
So if the bidder is quoted for the separate quantity for the separate prices,
What is separate quantity? I
for
mean,
me the 10,000 this much rupees. So on the another balance 30, he's trying to put the 50,000 tons.
okay,
But the different rates are offered.
okay, it's okay. We consider his lowest price. We consider his lowest price. What is
Considering
this?
both together, sir, combined.
Yeah. Say for what is that example? Here, bidder say different prices. Bidder B say 20,000 or say 10,000. Minimum 10, no?
Yes.
10,000 at $170. $170. Okay. Another lot, 25,000 at $175, and rest $15,000. I mean, other way around. When we come higher, that should be lower, no? Anyway, for the sake, we'll take that $180. 180. How we are going to do that decision? Whether he is responsive, B is responsive, yes. This is a minimum 10,000 is there now. Okay, who is the lowest now? He is the lowest. We buy 10,000 from him initially. His second one is consider 175, but another man is there to negotiate with 20,000 man to purchase now at what price? This price.
No, sir,
Right?
I am proposing that the same bidder is quoted this as this, sir.
Yes.
For the 10,000 he offers 170.
Same bidder. I'm talking same bidder. Say B is the same bidder. The second man, for example. So this man is giving 176, no? Instead of one rate, he is giving 3 rates.
Yes, sir, yes.
Okay. So his lowest price is 10,000. We can purchase 10,000 from him because the minimum quantity requirement is fulfilled. But second lot, his price is higher than this man's price. He's 172, no? 72. The second chance will be given to the second man, not him, and negotiate with this man. Mr. Bidder, are you willing to give your 20,000 metric tons at this price? 170 now. If we say yes, we can buy. That's all. The same thing we can't buy at different prices. That is the principle. So we'll have to end up with 10,000 metric tons. Okay?
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Right. Okay, all other cases you can try. Okay? I'm telling you, you will get couple of case studies. What you have to do is, you first mention the underlying principle. For example, this is the principle related to discount. This principle related to minimum quantity. This principle related to arithmetic errors. Something like that. Then second point, you'll have to explain the criteria. In case of foreign currency, these are the 3 elements. Something like that. That is one. When you give a case study, if I ask different cases, you can, solve like that. But if I ask to give the underlying criteria of the following principles, for example, minimum quantity. So you explain what is the principle. If I ask the discount principle, you have to mention that should be read, recorded, disclosed at the opening, and should be unconditional, something like that, right? There are two ways. The second thing is I can give a case study and you can give comment in keeping your principle in mind or explaining the principle. Okay? Formal deviation. All deviation from the formal requirement.
Sir, one another thing.
Yeah.
If now previous case that what is that fertilizer?
Okay.
At that time, sir, we can award two, three contracts.
2-3 contracts, yes, but at the same price.
Yeah, same price.
Yes.
That same what is called same project or whatever that we can award 2-3 contracts.
No
Same price.
problem. No problem. No problem. Because we
Okay.
need 50,000 fertilizer. Unfortunately, the lowest bidder is giving only 10,000. So what we need, the rest of the fertilizer we have to purchase. If they are willing to give at the lowest price, it's no harm. Maybe 2 or 3 suppliers, doesn't matter. All are technically okay, no? Specification, everything is okay. Okay. This another one. Formal deviation means some, say, like marking of envelope, say the bidder should mark the original, or bidder should give bound folder or seal bid. Bound folder means seal bid, seal. Seal bid. Right? So those are called normally minor. Should not reject. Bids were required to submitted in bound folder. 2 bids were submitted in loose leaf, without, okay, that we cannot reject. This is a case study I'll leave you to do, right? You try and see whether what bid we can reject and what we can consider. The committee proposed to reject A, C, D, and F. That is committee decision. You can check whether it is correct or wrong using your knowledge. Absence of security or insufficient security or not the original security is attached, not the validity period is correct, all bids should be accept or reject.
Rejected.
Reject. No chance. We say bid should not be considered exploratory, frivolous, or wait and see. Okay, that means all are considered major deviation. No compromisation. Okay, all cases are like that. Insufficient security or late submission security, all things you can try using the same principle. Completeness of is another principle. What is earlier we said minimum quantity requirement. If the minimum quantity is fulfilled, bid is complete. Even though we are 50,000, whereas minimum quantity is 10,000, bidder fulfill minimum quantity, that bid is complete. The bid document should specify whether only bids quoting prices for all items listed in the specification will be considered and whether incomplete will be rejected. So we may have different items, so specification or a component, whatever. So sometimes we can say bidder shall bid for all items listed. Incomplete bid will be rejected. If you have mentioned that bidder shall bid for all items, otherwise bid will become non-responsive. Okay, those provisions must be followed in the bid evaluation. If the bid document do not indicate this phrase like incomplete bid will be rejected, this one, Whether incomplete bid will be accepted, the question whether such are substantially responsive or not is determined by the committee and considered decided by the during evaluation sorry. Right? If you have not mentioned that clause, we have categorically say incomplete bid will reject, no chance. We have to reject if one item is missing, incomplete. But if you have not mentioned that word, then it is the duty of the committee, technical committee, to decide whether it's a minor deviation or a major deviation. Sometimes they decide it's a major deviation because that is technicality. Even some small item maybe has a big implication to the entire project. Okay, so you have to decide that. So you tried these cases. Lack of support in document. It's a very important principle again. I said there are two types of documents. One is legitimate document. What is this? Lack of document. Where is that? Legitimacy. That documents is needed to substantiate the legitimacy. ඒ කියන්නේ බිඩ් එකේ නිත්‍යානුකූල භාවය තහවුරු කරන්න ඕන කරන ලියවිලි. That document is necessary to substantiate the legitimacy. For example, some documents are there we can't ask again, like warranty, for example, or manufacturer authorization, for example, bid security, for example, technical specification, for example. Various documents are there. We must mention in the document. Failing to submit this document is a reason to reject bids. Okay. But there are some documents we have not mentioned as such. The committee to decide whether such documents are historical document. The first kind, this one is a major deviation. If those documents are missing, we'll have to reject. Right? Gone for rejection. Lack of second kind of document, that is called historical document. What is second kind? Where is that? That is like audited accounts, for example. Or bidder has given the model number but not provided the what do you call this their book,
Technical brochures, literature.
Yeah, that book is there, no, but he has given the now model number is given, but the what is this tool? What is this book called?
Manual, sir.
Manual is not provided. Yes, right. That is a minor deviation. Lack of that first kind is considered major. So where is the second one? Second one is the historical document.
The
right?
last one. The last
Lack of second kind. Historical lack of the second kind of document is usually considered minor. That is called historical document. Historical. Like, because there is no harm asking him, right? Again, he is not get any undue advantage, or other bidders are not disadvantaged by asking, because it's already done in the previous date. Accounts are certified by auditors previously. No harm. Registration is done by SIDA.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry, sir. Sir, these historical documents are all audit documents, or?
No, it's only an example.
Okay, what kind of documents do you think? So is it like only accounts documents or
Accounts
past?
document one, and another one is we must say bidder should give the operational manual or something for the particular product machine. Bidder has put the model number in the document but not provided the manual. Then manual become a historical document because bidder can't replace another thing for that number. If the number is not given, manual is not a historical document. It become a legitimate document. You understand that?
Yes,
if the
sir.
model number is not given, manual we can't ask. It is not a historical. If the model number is given but the manual is not provided, we can ask Mr. Bidder, please submit your this thing manual, because he can't replace another thing that is historical. Okay.
So if the test report, is it
test
we
report?
ask him?
Yeah, we ask test report along with the bid. If the bid, that's how we must word it in the evaluation criteria. These are the document bidder shall submit along with bid, otherwise bid will be rejected. For example, if you have put the test report as a legitimate document, we have to reject. Okay. If
Yes,
you have not,
experience record, sir. Experience record there is past experience.
Yeah, experience record is not a legitimate document, right? It's a historical event. So bidder should be given, I mean, if you have mentioned in the legitimate list, bidder should submit the experience record, otherwise bid will be rejected. No chance. You'll have to reject. But if you have not mentioned that, bidder should give record to prove the experience. That's how we have worded, right? So then bidder has say, I have 3 years experience with this organization, but unfortunately he has not provided the records, documents. Then we can ask. It is become a historical. But keep in mind whether it is given in the legitimate list in the evaluation criteria. If you have put that, can't help, we cannot accept as a historical. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, then you try to do these cases also. Currency we discuss. You do these cases. Delivery and completeness. That is another principle. The principle is if the bid document specifies a range of delivery, range or completion. Say we say in the document, bidder shall deliver the goods within 12 to 14 weeks. No harm, bidder say 12, 13 or 14. All are same. Adjustment to bid process made only if the executive agency would incur cost. If delivery is made earlier than the beginning of the range of date is okay, generally okay. And adjustment for earlier delivery is not justified if the bid document, right, not later than a certain date, right? So you'll see the bid documents by the delivery of 30 to 32 weeks. Some bidders offer delivery 38 weeks. The executive agency proposed to reject all bids quoting delivery later than 32 weeks and to penalize all bids quoting delivery 30 weeks. Sorry. Yeah. So 30 weeks. But we have given 32 weeks. We cannot consider penalizing him because bidder is given the option to provide that within 30. All bids will be same. But if we say later than 30 weeks and higher than 32, every delay week we will charge using that formula. We have given a formula. I mean, something like that, you know. You can try to solve this one, then you understand. Payment term, that is basically consider minor deviation, right? So you can, when we say 20% advance, bid ask 30%. It is not a major deviation generally. When we say 3 currency, bid ask 4 currencies. It is also minor deviation.
If the bid asked 100% upfront payment, can be disqualified, right?
No, that is not possible now according to our guideline. According to our guideline, the violation of guideline, we can't do that, right? So that is a conditional bid, right? We cannot fulfill this requirement. Okay, this different escalation formula. We have given a formula, but bidder proposes different. That is a major deviation. Why? We don't know what will happen. Different formula. So those are different cases you can try. Capacity of equipment and things like that. Missing items. Okay, we earlier discussed how we consider missing items. If it is a minor deviation, we have to load that. Bid price should be adjusted for the missing items, not to include the bid, provided that the bid can be accepted under provision of the bid document, and provided further that such adjustment not exceed certain percentage. So that sometimes we say not exceed 10% of the bid price. So under that, anyway, missing items, earlier we discussed, we'll have to load the market price plus 25% or average price or maximum price of that item, not never the minimum price. Okay, that is the principle. All things you can understand. All things you can try. Retention. Okay, those are additional things. After sales service. All right. There are a number of cases I have given. You try. If you finally unbalanced bid, even though bidder is the lowest, we must see when some person asks that. That is domestic preference. That is also a principle, domestic preference. How we load, I discussed that. We load only to foreign bidders, not to reduce from local bidders, right? So what is this last one I said? Unbalanced bid. I discussed that. Even though bid price is lower, we must see, number one, any front-end loading issue is there. Bidder is lowest price. But early items, he has bid more than 50% our estimate. That is called the front-end loading, not 5% or something, right? Then we have a risk. Then we can get down, rather than rejecting the bid, we can get down the bid and ask his rate analysis. If we agree, you can satisfy, we can consider his bid as a responsive bid. Otherwise, we reject. If he can't prove that how he is going to do the latter item at a lower rate, we can't accept that. Sometimes there is no front-end loading. Bidder rates are unworkable, unrealistic. Some bidders maybe due to some reason, they quote less than our estimate also. Then again, can't reject, but we have to discuss with the bidder and ask him to do a rate analysis. If rate analysis is okay, because they say I have earlier purchased cement, I have sand, timber, something like that, or I have staff, I have to pay their salaries even without work, then that's why I give at low price. Okay, that's fine. All are this one. You can do this case also. This is an example for here. Our estimate is 6.6, whereas lower bidder is less than that. How to resolve, how to consider this one, company one. You specially consider this. And if you have any problem, you can discuss with me later. Okay, with this, I'll stop that because I have given more and more cases, but you can try if you have time, right? Okay, with this I'll stop. I know you can do some homework regarding different cases, but point is clearly identify the criteria of the principal. That's all. Even though you do 100 cases without knowing the principal, that is not correct. So please understand the underlying principles. Then you can solve all the problems you come across when you are doing real evaluation. Okay, any question?
Sir, any chance to give any bidders if they do front end loading to adjust the rates without changing the contract amount, that bid amount?
Yeah, that is for when at the execution stage we can do that. Okay, at the
Not the execution, sir. Before signing the agreement, it should be, no?
No. What we do is we enhance the performance security. Okay, if we identify there's a risk, early items he has loaded, front end load, then we don't want to take the risk. Either we can reject him or we can, okay, yes, we accept you. Your performance security is not 5%, right? The additional you have to pay performance security this much. That is called enhanced performance security. If we agree, we can sign the contract, right? Otherwise, we reject. That is to accept the bid. After that, at the payment time, we can really measure his quantity and rates, and adjusted things can be done. But for the evaluation stage, nothing can be done. Okay?
Sir, that increase in performance security is only up to the risk amount or whole amount?
Only up to the risk amount. To mitigate the risk, we increase, because if we give the contract to him, if he vanish after the foundation work, how can we recover the cost? That performance security is not sufficient. 10%, no 5%. So then enhanced security is there. Bidder disagree or reject him. That's all. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll stop here.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Gaya.
Thank you, sir. Good day.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you. Try to do cases, huh? Try to solve yourself. If you have any problem, you can ask me on some other day. Right.